Welcome back everyone. So today's video we're going to look at another game in the first round of the top 50 tournament. But first I just wanted to show you that the TFM stats leaderboards has a new tab here, which is really cool. Now there's a leaderboards tab so you can see what the highest scores have been for like Gen 10. We can see a score of 139 seems to be the top score, which let's be honest, 139 and 10 is absolutely absurd. Uh, and then there's other things like most greeneries placed. We can see per game who's placed the most. Most global parameter increases. Uh, hey, look, there I am, number 12 there. Top milestones. Uh, it looks like, as far as I can tell, I am top 20 in both in all three of planner, gardener, and terraformer. There at the bottom. I don't think any other player has that combo, which is a little surprising because why am I getting planner so frequently if I'm also getting terraformer and gardener? Usually they don't align. Uh, but also funny that, Filter here, I said he's one of the best for a reason. Look at that. In over half his games, he's getting terraformer. That's pretty crazy. Uh, Builder? uh, Builder is pretty good, but Mayor, like only 40% of games for some of these players. You can see how the frequency goes down a lot on Mayor, which is why it's often considered one of the worst milestones. Who wins awards the most? Anyway, fascinating stuff. I just wanted to show you this leaderboard thing is out here because I thought it was really cool to look through and see where I placed and where some of my games were on these leaderboards. Okay, without any further ado, let's get into the last game I'm planning on covering on round 1 before we hop into round 2. So this hand is Nightmare Fuel. When you see that you got Unimi and Phobolog, you go, oh god, here we go, right? Like, I absolutely hate getting these corps, but then I see an IO mining, and I'm thinking, okay, I guess we're going Phobolog. There is an argument to UNMI because there's Ironworks combined with Deep Well and Nuke Power. So you get your bumper online and you go up to TR and it's okay. But remember, this is Hellas. There's no Terraformer milestone to get here. In fact, there's the Rim Settler, which I think makes IO mining even more appealing here. So I'd do Phobolog. You can only keep 7 cards if you're going to be doing Phobolog. I think it's a pretty clear Ice Asteroid Mining Industries for 1 and 2. I think you need some power for the Dev Center, which I think is pretty easy card number 3. Remember, card draw is very important on this map. For the power, I lean towards Deepwell. I think Nuke Power makes some sense, but I don't really like taking minus cash early if I'm planning on playing card draw. So if I have the option, I'd rather do the Deep Well Heating. And I think Birds in the opening hand against strong players. Remember, this is top 50. So against strong players, I think Birds in the opening hand makes a lot of sense. So I do 1, 2, Ice and IO, Dev Center 3, Protected Valley 4, Deep Well 5, Birds 6. And then you can make an argument on if you'd like to go Media Archives or not. I think, I think it's a little too slow, but I also wouldn't be super opposed to it. You might be wondering if it's worth doing like Ironworks and Nuke Power even as Phobolog, and essentially I think it's just slightly too slow. There's not really an efficient way to get Nuke Power and Deepwell down Gen 1, which means you have to get them down Gen 2, which means bumper Gen 3. It also means delaying the Dev Center until you get even more power, and for those reasons, I don't think it's that good. Preludes, I think it's Supply Drop and Unimi Contractor. IO is a Jove tag for Rim Settler, but I don't think it's strong enough compared to what these two Preludes can give you. So that's my thought on the opening hand. Let's make sure I got all the settings right. I can already tell that for some reason the on second column isn't working. There we go. So let's see what La Hunter chooses to do. Okay. They choose to take Nuke Power over Deep Well, and it looks like they decide to pick up Dome Crater as well. I think Dome Crater is slightly too expensive for what this hand is doing, but I don't think it's awful. It has the valuable city tag. That is very valuable because, one, it's a diversifier card. But it also makes progress towards Tactician with the 7%, though the rest of our cards aren't really helping on that. And finally, it does enable some conversions in the future, which is okay. And I think because of that, wanting to play Dome Crater, that's why he takes nuke power. There's just a difference on how I'd play it here, but it's fine. He's got the same core idea of I do of IO mining. We're up against an IC with Mohole into Mining Ops. 24 steel, Gen 1. Two things. Pray he doesn't have alloys. Pray he doesn't have building tags, because that is a lot of development he could have. Okay, so yeah, supply drop UNMI virus is really nice to find here. Great way to just be annoying on the early conversions. And then he plays a business context Gen 1. I think this is kind of crazy, to be quite honest. I would be I'd rather almost just wait, but I suppose when you got 24 steel, you're just trying to find any development whatsoever you can. And if he finds 2 building tags, he gets a lot of free development here. So, normally I'd say, when you got 5 cash, don't play the card draw, but he doesn't really have 5 cash, right? He's got 5 plus 48. So I think it's much more defendable when you take that mindset of it, and so I'm okay with it. He plays Archibacteria, which is a Tactician card, and a Microbe tag, which is nice for the diversifier. I mean, we're obviously playing the IO, and then I guess we're going to play the nuke power, get the power going over as well. Molehole area. If he found that from that business contacts, my man's a genius, because that is an incredible hit there. Yeah, see, this is one of those things of I'm not really sure I agree. If you're... Maybe he wants to do... Okay. Maybe he doesn't want to bother with the dev center. He instead wants to do Ice Asteroid, and then do Protected Valley, and then do like a conversion. That would make sense. In which case, sure, I'm okay with it. But also, I kind of liked the idea of getting power down with like Deep Well so that we could then do the dev center line. But I think there is value in just ensuring we get the conversion and saving the steel that we have to ensure we can play Protected Valley. So I'm okay with skipping the power. I think Ice Asteroid, Protected Valley is the next steps for us. Okay. A little scary when it comes to Earth tags. We only have 1 Earth tag in hand. I think I would take Miranda just because Jove. He doesn't have any Earth tags, 5 cards in hand. If he gives us Cartel back, we might even play Cartel and Miranda, but I think Miranda's the first pick here. He picks Cartel, which I don't agree with, but I don't think it's like a huge mistake either. Honestly, I would consider cutting Insulation when he has this much heat in Gen 1, and it's not Tharsis, so like no Thermalist. Hackers is also slightly interesting, but because we have extra power, but not really that much extra power, so I would probably just do Insulation. Okay, Extreme Cold Fungus, he is playing around certain microbes that could appear, but I just don't think it's that big a priority. You could go either way on this draft. Livestock is a 1-point animal. Windmills is a dump for his 17 steel. I think I'd go Livestock, but it's close. I think Windmills is also justifiable. Okay, he does go Livestock. And Insulation comes back, which I thought was interesting. That would have been my first pick, but I mean, I guess he doesn't feel the need to hedge on temperature maxing quickly. I guess I'd keep Cartel, maybe. It's not really that appealing, but you could completely skip it as well. It just depends. It could be good in the future, but card draw isn't online yet. 1 Earth tag. But I mean, it's just 2 mega credits more than sponsors at this point. That's not horrible. I'd keep it up for the upside. Play it to next gen if I don't find anything better. Okay, Livestock I think's a little ambitious, but it's okay. I think with birds already in hand, you don't really need a worse 1-point animal. Okay, so yeah, the Ice Asteroid for the 4 plants, and then planning on, I'm assuming, Protected Valley and Conversion. Make sense? Okay, Nuke Power now. I think if you were going to play Nuke Power, you should have played it last gen, is my thought. I get he didn't want to lose his mega credits yet, but I think one, floating 7 plants is incredibly risky. Um, I would have just done the nuke power instead, or I don't know. I'm not really a fan of this sequencing because you've just left yourself exposed to so many space events that can occur here. You do know at least virus can't hit you, which is huge. Okay, opponent plays research. They're really digging for cards. That's interesting. I'm assuming that means like AI Central, which is like horrible news for us. Okay, so he's wanting to do Dome Crater into conversion. Is he gonna go up here for the cash back, or is he gonna go here for trying to go for like Polar? Since he did the Ice Asteroid, I'm assuming he's gonna go up here. So I would go right here and get the 4 cash back. There is an argument to going right here and then doing Protected Valley right next to it. But the truth of the matter is we have no way of guaranteeing that there's going to be there won't be another ocean coming down here and blocking off the Protected Valley spot. So I would just go for the I can surround this with 6 greeneries line. And it'd either be here or here. Up here gives us access to better plants. Down here gives us access to some steel. I think I'd go here on the 1 plant and then convert right here and here. But there is an argument to going here because there's 2 for rebates on the oceans. So let's see which of these he picks. Okay, he chooses there. Defendable, but it is basically saying that I am expecting to get another conversion for 4 cash back. I think I'd have gone up here, personally, but this is fine. Kind of fortunate that we didn't get blown up on our plants, but opponent had low money. There's no, like, way of a Deimos coming down at the very least. Tech Demo is just... He's really digging for cards. He needs something. Okay. Well, that is a draft. So there's 2 ways you can play this. Way number 1, you can take the kelp farming. Your opponent will probably take the anti-grav, and then you get the algae back. Spam the oceans, you have complete control of the oxygen track. That's appealing, however, you don't have heat control, and because of that, passing this guy anti-grav could really backfire. The second way you can play it is you can take the anti-grav, your opponent will probably take the kelp farming, and then you take the algae. Let them play the oceans. You just play algae whenever they get the oceans down. And then, at least then, the kelp farming impact is not that big. I think I would go with that plan. Take the anti-grav, since we have some card draw. Plan on getting the algae and letting them place oceans. Looks like that is what he's doing. Land claim against an IC when we already have a city down looks extremely annoying. I would not want to deal with that. It takes wave power, which, I mean, it's not a horrible card. It is like Tactician. I just think this land claim is going to come back to be annoying on us. Yeah, kelp farming, so we take the algae. Yeah, imagine getting a 4th pick lone. That's got to feel pretty good as IC. Anti-grav and algae for me. The others are not really impactful enough. Yep, I agree. And then immediately the land claim slaps us down, blocking off our 4 MC rebates. So yeah, that's why I thought you should not give him the land claim. That seems like it's going to be annoying. Oh no, Arctic algae? Aw, man. There's going to be a lot of oceans giving him a lot of value. But at the very least, our algae is still going to pay off for us. It'd be even more painful if he slapped that down and now every time we try and put an ocean down for algae and kelp, he's getting plants. That'd be really annoying. So yeah, we're just going to draw cards. I like it. I mean, could be worse. NRA would be really good to have right now. Just ripping the adapted lichen, huh? I think I would have waited on that. He is able to claim Diversifier, but I count 1, 2, 3, 4 tags. Since there's only a max of 3 in the game, there's a 3 tag configuration in the game, which would be Ganymede Colony here, City, Space, Jovian. There's still no way he can actually claim Diversifier, so I don't think this is a rush. We're first player next gen. I think we could have tried to just play a little bit more efficient card, like, I don't know. It's not the worst to play Adapted Lichen, but I'm a little more interested in something like Protected Valley here, personally. Okay, restricted area with anti-grav, huge. Absolutely huge. Acquired company, it's probably good enough to play with cartel. Fuel factory's a little interesting, but I don't think we need to spend our power for power's sake. We only got 1 spare right now. So I do acquired company, and it's okay. Lunar beam, I would not want to give to beans. Not that I think it's like amazing or anything. Just I don't see the point in giving them power. Okay, CEOs is also fine. I don't feel strongly about it. Here's where you gotta do some math and figure out what you can afford. So opponent, we already claimed diversifier, so we don't have that cash. If we buy these 2, that's 6, 25. You could play these for 18, that's 7 MC left, which means can't do restricted area, which I don't like. I think we should play restricted area. So we could do like restricted area down here if you want to try and fight for polar. Then play acquired company into cartel in Gen 5. Excuse me. Not like my favorite play, but I think it's okay. Acquired company here is like really borderline, but the fact it helps cartel is, 4 MC prod is a little more appealing. Yeah, drawing first. Okay. Hired Raiders, go ahead and play that, I'd say. So do you steal or MC? In this position, you always take MC. He has a gajillion steal, so that doesn't benefit him. We want the money instead, and that way it hurts him more, even though steal is more money. And yep, takes the money. Oh, imported hydrogen. That's so good. That's so good. And he converts down there. Okay, so that's his first tile for Polar Explorer. So we can try and fight him on this. Restricted area on the card. Now we're 1-to-1 on Polar. Makes sense. Oh my gosh, you get the GIA? Okay. So it is great to have GIA control. It does turn on our algae. On the other hand, do I really want to play this to help him turn on his kelp farming? I'm not certain that this is something that I want to play expeditiously. Because remember, he has Arctic algae. Really, you're only getting rid of 2 plants from him. So I'm not sure this is something I would rush to play here. But it's nice. Anyway, draw the card. Large convoy now? Wow. Those were 2 huge card draws for Hunter here. Oh, more money. More problems. Acquired company makes sense, like we said. He's going to pass. Okay, artificial photosynthesis for the power. Is this the AI Central coming down? It's a commercial district. Okay, that's a little weird. I gotta be honest. One, if you're worried about, like, Polar Explorer, which I'm assuming you're, like, fighting for, I would be much more interested in like getting the ocean down with commercial district down here, and then you're in better position to be able to get a conversion and get Polar Explorer. 4 cash block and a point is fine, but I don't think it's that important to go there per se. Then GHG factories, okay, yeah, it's fine. Selling 2 cards, though. I hope those were like the research or tech demo cards, because I hate selling 2 cards here in Gen 4. That usually feels really bad. To the Nitro Moss. Okay, Nitro Moss is good. How are we looking on the Tactician? He's got 3 of the cards needed for Tactician now. Okay. Heat gets raised. On to the next. Okay. Interesting turn. So, given that we have IO, Eileen decomposers, giving him decomposers, and we take Ganymede Colony. We don't have any other Joves in hand, but I think 2 Jove molts is pretty important, and I like having this. The reason to argue for decomposers is this can be a lot of points, and also it's eccentric, which is really good too. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be more than 2 points this game. And at like 2 points, that's what Ganymede Colony is. Now you can make the argument Ganymede Colony is worthless for beans here, so take the card that's better for you. And that's true to an extent. But I think this card has such high upside, especially with our 2 card draw that we already have, that I would go Ganymede Colony here. He goes Decomposers, which is okay. There's an argument for it. I like the Ganymede more, I think. Indentured Workers, pretty clear pick. Subrez, pretty clear pick. Don't let him have easy conversions. Decomposers and Indentured and nothing else for me. Yep. I like your drafting so far, Hunter. Comet, that's annoying to lose our plants. Alright. So they get 3 heat. That's to raise heat twice now and get the heat bonus. Okay. Makes enough sense. So we can play the giant ice asteroid and just blow up all of his plants. Problem is that does turn on to kelp farming, which is kind of unfortunate, but not the end of the world per se. Yeah. So he is doing it. The upside is it also takes away the heat bonus as well. So we can get like 4 cash back and 2 cash backs. It's okay. Problem is, he still gets 4 plants back. So the GIA didn't really do a lot. Inventors Guild though, hello. Wow. Hunter sure can draw here, can't he? 3 card draw, all working towards the anti-grab is really nice. Yeah, I think it's justifiable what he did. We didn't really have many other high impact plays here anyway. I just hate that the kelp farming is now online. He doesn't have the money to play it, so Gen 6. But still, Gen 6 kelp farming when you don't have heat control is a little spooky. But Beans is just raising the heat. Makes enough sense. He wants to make use of the investment to get TR. And with the card draw, he can't really afford to stall out this game right now. The old Worms doesn't look too good here. But it is Tactician pressure per se. Yeah, 1 of 5. Get Decomposers for 2, Worms for 3, Algae for 4. It's not so far off. It's theoretically possible to get in position to take Tactician here. Polar Explorer also is potential here. We do the Decomposers into the Algae, which I think is the main reason for the GIA being a good play here. You can do Decomposers into Algae, be able to get a conversion right away, and now you're in position on getting Polar Explorer. SF Memorial, yeah, it's not really that interesting. What? Oh yeah. Sorry. We're not at 3% yet. We can't play the Decomposers. Sure. Makes sense. Yeah, I like the Cartel. Okay, if you're going to play Inventors Guild, please play that before you play Algae and Cartel, but fine. I would keep Immigrant City here. I'm not like a super huge fan of the card, but we have Plant Prod. We know kelp farming's coming down. We don't have heat control. Take the city. Play it at some point. Gosh, some rough decisions here. Advanced Alloys is pretty good for us. It's kind of stupid for him. However, he has to have building tags for it to be stupid. I don't think he has the building tags. So Herbivores is potentially a lot of points for us here. Is Herbivores good enough to justify giving up Advanced Alloys? That's a tough question, because Advanced Alloys also progresses us on the anti-grav. It's like, 2 MC, Prod, and Science tag. I think I'm going to say that since we seem to have all the card draw, I would take the herbivores because of point scoring. Beans, not having many cards in hand, needs to find efficient ways to score. Advanced alloys is just more economy. He's got economy out the wazoo with the steel right now. He needs ways to score. If he had like 10 cards in hand, it'd be alloys for me. But with 5, much easier to take the herbies, I think. He takes alloys, which defendable. I just think I'd have leaned the point scoring route. Probe for sure. Progress towards anti-grav. A little sad to give him lava tube settlement, but he doesn't have power for it at least. Cloud seeding because dust seals ain't playable. And please don't buy Tundra Farming. It's such a bad card. I would just take 2 here. Yeah, Cloud Seeding is a Tactician card, but I don't think we want to play bad cards for Tactician in this game state. Okay. So, by playing Immigrant City, he's essentially saying, I very much want to get Polar Explorer, I'm thinking. I imagine he's going to put it down here and then, like, convert the greenery, and he will, basically have Polar Explorer. On the ocean, I don't really like giving beans a conversion here. I would probably not have done that. Yeah, I don't like giving him the plants there. I'm not really a fan of rushing out Immigrant City, but at the same time, Polar Explorer is something that is under threat right now because we know that Lava Tube settlement exists in Beans' hand. It would not be hard for him to plop that down with his 16 steel. And he'll have a conversion next gen anyway, so if you don't take it, Beans will. And so I think it's justifiable to take it from that perspective. Yeah, now it's going to be a battle between Tactician and maybe Energizer. But I think Tactician will be the next to go. Oh, mining rights. Okay, yeah. Well, that's why that makes sense why he did what he did. Imagine an alternate scenario, right? Mining rights into being able to like SP greenery and suddenly you're in trouble. So it makes sense to have gone ahead and gotten the pole position on Polar Explorer there. I don't really care that our city's blocked. We got more than enough places around the cities. Greenery there for 4 cash. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that play of being able to just get over here, block a city, get development, and then get MC back from the rebates. I like that placement a lot. Polar Explorer claimed, card drawn. I mean, okay. Not playable for too much longer, so we want to hurry up and play that, but I don't know if we'll be able to. He raises heat here, then raises heat next gen. It's not playable, but I don't think we have anything worth selling to get it. There's that kilt farming, yeah. Well, we get ecozone? Man. Alright, well the decomposers is looking a lot better. I will say that. Bribe committee. I am a known bribed enjoyer, but not this game. Too late. Yeah. Okay, Heather as well, and that gets him the Tactician. Alright. Makes sense. So, 2-1. What awards are we going to get here? So, we know from our last discussion that most of the awards are card draw based. So I suspect Beans is going to want to try and take the fight to the cultivator with his plant prod, though it's not a clear win for him yet. Magnate does not really look in his favor, but he is ahead for now. Just he doesn't have many cards left. I'm not sure he'll be able to stay ahead for long. Space Baron looks like ours. Eccentric, I think with ecozone and decomposers, it's probably ours, though herbivores can be a little annoying. Large convoy also helps keep it VRs. Then contractor, it's close. Beans could win that, but he doesn't really have card draw. So once again, I think we can overwhelm him. So I don't think he can fund anything except cultivator. We might be able to take cultivator, but we could also just fund Space Baron here. Decomposers, yeah, that's fine. Okay, now I would definitely take the wife. Yeah, greenhouses exist, but I would take the Jove Molt here for scoring potential, and I'd have felt really good about the Ganymede colony pick as well here. Greenhouses, it could be some points, but it looks like Beans is planning on just continuing to push heat. So with heat continuing to be pushed, I think it makes sense to go for wife here. He goes greenhouses. It is a point essentially with the ecozone and the decomposers. That's okay. Oh, oh, this change of mind. We're going to take wife instead. Whoa! Adaptation technology. Okay. Okay, what are we cooking here, Hunter? Um, Adaptation technology means that we can play the design microorganisms, no problem. Because even if he raises the heat, we could still plop it down. That does at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's also our 7th science tag for anti-grav and could allow the cows to get played sooner. I'll be honest, I didn't even think about adaptation technology there over the other picks, but it very well does get you anti-grav. Personally, I think you could take either greenhouses or wife, and the other one would wheel, and then would be taken, and you would wheel the adaptation tech. But that's a pretty Chad move to take the adaptation tech first. I like it, even though I'm not sure I'd have done it. That's a cool move. That is one where you feel really like smart for that. I like it. I would do towing a well. Towing a comet is the better card. I don't think I want to give him an easy way of getting the O2 bonus. However, I will say that tech stress here is really good for Beans because he doesn't have power, he's got a lot of steel, and that's a super easy way to just get some power to play out with all his steel. I would still do towing a comet, but tech stress is annoying to give back to him. Okay. Yeah, and there's the satellites. I would take the greenhouses. Yeah. And I guess you buy 3 of them. Beans only keeps 1 card. An immediate fun on Cultivator. Alright, so we are trying to fight on the ground now. Which I think is doable. It is certainly not impossible to win. So he didn't raise heat. That was, I guess, the argument to it, right? We could say he wants to convert his greeneries before raising heat. Therefore, it's unlikely that, well, I mean, he could have raised heat, but we also could have thought that it was about time to fund an award. But it makes sense not to go too far on the gamble. So, designed first into draw. We don't have to rush the adaptation tech. Dude, TGGG. I so wish we could have kept the Ganymede colony and the wife, because then I'd feel so much better about how this game is going. I don't think we're in a bad position, but I mean, just having all the Jove molts would just feel so good. 4 Joves, 4 molts, isn't that just like the silliest combination possible? But okay, well, we know that he doesn't have TG at least. We have still a little bit of a Jove threat with the TGGG. Yeah, there's that annoying tech stress, followed up by that lava tube settlement. Yeah, I think if I had that much plant prod, I'd want to go here and just kind of convert around it. But it does play around the possibility of ecozone, which if he was trying to play around that, then kudos for your psychicness. Okay, Lagrange is perfectly fine with anti-grav, so sure. MedLab a little less exciting, but the science tag's rolling in. And I think that adaptation tech was a little unnecessarily fancy now, but you had no way of knowing you're about to draw into all the science tags, so it's fine. Grass into conversion on a card. Okay, it does kind of give away the O2 bonus here. It can just do a simple towing a comet into conversion next gen. I don't really see a way for him to get it this gen, unless he sells a card for strip mine, which would be pretty impressive. Alloys and skipping. I assume the alloys is the get ready to towing a comet convert here. Oh no, the ants in our pants. That decomposer's now a liability. Making me even more wish that we had kept the Ganymede colony. Interesting also, Hunter not wanting to raise the heat. I think the reason why he did it is because he wants to play around the possibility of bushes, since Beans has 11 cash, and if he'd raised heat, then Beans could be able to play bushes. So good heads up play on that. Well, there's the NRA. We're going to take that. Standard tech, I don't think the rest of the cards matter. Uh, or processor, I don't think AAA matters. Okay, sure. I don't think either matters. Just NRA, nothing else. Yeah, I like it. So here you do... You want the O2 bonus, I would just go ahead and slap down Towing a Comet. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that we also want to play NRA, but I mean, I think NRA is not as quite as important as getting the O2 bonus in this position. Okay, converts on titanium down there. I like it. SP greenery on a card, I don't really understand. I think his rationale is I need the titanium for a space event anyway, so I can play Towing a Comet and get the O2 that way, or I can SP a greenery for same amount of points, just substituting a point next to our city for the ocean point, fight cultivator a little bit, and then still be able to play the NRA. But I don't know. I'm not super keen on that either. Part of me thinks Towing a Comet is just a more efficient way to go about doing it. Lightning Harvest is okay. Yeah, there's that Herbivores, which is going to be a bit of a problem. He's going to be able to score a lot of points here. I guess Beans needs to steal. I'm not really sure why there instead of there, except maybe trying to play around a city going down there. I don't think it's reasonable. I mean, I don't know why he'd expect a city to go there. So if I were him, I'd have placed it here, if anything. But okay. Probe. Okay, so we're getting anti-grav down? Then I definitely feel like if we're not trying to force down NRA this gen, then why were we not going Towing a Comet? It's kind of my thought. But okay. Alright. Jove. Probably playable with TG in hand, but I think we got a lot other higher priority space cards like NRA, Large Convoy, and TG as opposed to Callisto. And honestly, Gen 8, maybe NRA isn't even a play. Maybe it's just Large Convoy, TG, if the game's going towards a quick end, if opponent has a big space event to end it out here. Ants in the pants still. Well, we got the 7 science tags, so I guess we're just playing antigrav. Oh, ICS, yeah. I think maybe NRA or Callisto might just be dead. It depends on game pace here, but I'm not sure we're going to have enough time to play all this big, expensive space stuff. I'd skip Red Kim personally. It's 11, 2 points for 11, which is fine. It's just kind of expensive. I'd rather spend the 11 cash on some of the stuff like Interstellar, or TG, etc. Yeah, heat's going up. If he's got like lava flows or big asteroid or something, we're going towards a pretty quick end here. Vesta, I mean with TG, I'd play Vesta. I feel even stronger about gosh, I wish they had that Ganymede colony. But yeah, antigrav. Beans raises heat again. Is that like lava flows? Is he just getting in position to take it next gen? Sell for Vesta, sure, makes sense. Plantation is good. I'm not really sure why here. Again, I lean towards put the greenery here, score the point. I'm not really sure what that's doing for you. Breathing filters, because the rest of these don't really matter. You could make the argument about mining expedition. To prevent your plants from getting blown up and prevent him from having a cheaper way of pushing the end of the game. So from that perspective, maybe mining expedition is right, but I mean, look at how much heat there is to go. He's only got 46 cash. It seems hard to believe he can afford mining expedition and end the game to me. So I'd do breathing filters too. Solar power, since it's got a point on it, the rest don't really matter. It doesn't matter, so space hotels, sure. And I don't even keep breathing filters here. I think we have enough to do in our hand that it doesn't make sense to buy any new cards. Okay, so he converted there to get the heat then. So, 2 heat. That was his plan? Okay. So he sacrifices some points, though arguing if he's just going to surround the city anyway, it's not sacrificing any points. To get the heat, to get him a more efficient end. Can he end in Gen 9, though? It seems unlikely. There's that mining expedition, which I did mention. It is pushing towards game end. Okay, we fund Space Baron. That makes a lot of sense. We have 5 space tags to his 0. That's going to help slow him down and keep him from being able to push towards an end. Also, I talked about how card draw is king on winning a lot of these awards, but look at the contractor here, 10-4. Beans is kind of crushing us. I don't see how we're going to play 6 building tags here. Eccentric, how are we looking on that? 6-0. We're kind of getting crushed on Eccentric as well, thanks to the old Urbies and the ants in our pants here. So I think you could fund Eccentric too and win that. Magnate would be the only one we're winning, but he's beating us on Magnate too. I don't know how this happened. I guess we just played too many blue cards, but somehow despite having 3 card draw, we're losing on every award but Space Baron. That's kind of crazy. Urbanized area could be huge if he doesn't play around it, but it looks like he's doing a pretty good job of playing around those possibilities. We'll see. Beans takes the ocean bonus. Makes sense. Solar wind power, we don't need it. I'd skip it, yep. Convoy from Europa, don't need it. I mean, we could play it to end, but why do we want to end? We have large convoy. I would just play that instead. Selling cards, I'm assuming that we're just trying to stall out. We want to make sure Beans can't end, but 20 cash with those parameters left, I don't see how he ends. Also, though, nice job on the 2 heat. I kind of missed that possibility, but once again, it lines up really nicely on his power rolling over. He'll have 2 heat bumps next gen. A really nice way of helping close out the game here efficiently. Oh, and the fish, too. Okay, fish is good. Fish is really good. But he definitely can't end now. So now we just need to figure out how to, as efficiently as we can, end the game into a win. Also, he doesn't have protected habs, right? We should hurry up and virus him. Kill off some animals and or plants. Okay. Ecozone. I don't really feel like that's the right place for it. It is a plant, which might come into handy, but you can get a plant here and also 4 cash. I kind of feel like with our expensive but high victory point hand, I would rather have the cash than blocking 1 point here. Greenhouses, sure. That doesn't get us a conversion right away, though. Oh, no, I don't like large convoy here at all. I don't like convoy from Europa here at all. I'd much rather play large convoy in this position. But we don't have a 1 point animal here. Yeah, I don't like this. Because this is like 13 mega credits for 1 TR. This does not make sense because we have so many other expensive things to play. I'd much rather pay an extra 21 mega credits for an extra 6 points, right? Like, that just seems not good here. 21 for 6 is a dream conversion. Underground City, not really playable. If we find some power for it, maybe, but I'm not a fan of the convoy. It does let him get a conversion, which is good. but I just think there was a better way. It does let him get birds online this gen though, which is valuable. I wonder if there was a better way with like an SP greenery instead of a convoy. Like, just skip the ecozone. Skip the greenhouses for now. Like, yeah, I get ecozone is some points and all that, but could have just maybe done for 14, 17, so we're at 34. You could just SP a greenery up here, and then with the SP greenery, afford to then do a greenhouses convert birds line, and yeah, you're missing out on a point, 2 points from the ecozone if you do that play. But then you can then do the large convoy for the points instead, and it saves you your 13 cash on the convoy from Europa. So I don't know. It might have played out the same, but I feel the convoy is a mistake. I think there was a better line somewhere. I don't know if my SP greenery line is more correct, but I think that is something to consider. But yeah, there is the birds. I like that. As I see it, he's ending next gen anyway, so just go ahead and take the TR while you can. Yeah, taking fish is fine. There's an argument to take plants if you think you're going to be able to try and fight Cultivator, but I don't see that happening. Callisto's okay. It's 4 points. Interstellar Colony Ship is 4 points, so I think it's fine. I don't like SF Memorial. There's no reason to force that out right now. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to play Business Network. We do raise heat. I like it. These are all junk. I'd take Food Factory because it has a point on it. Soil Factory for the same reason. Okay, hold on. We do have advanced alloys. If we can somehow fit in Lightning Harvest, then we can also play the Underground City with the steel, and that's basically free. So let's count up our money and see what we can afford. Already we are at 62, and this is like 65. I don't see how we can afford to do anything else except for just play like Large Convoy and TG, honestly. So because of that, I don't think I would bother with this whole mineral deposit for Underground City line, but not necessarily the worst. But yeah, it skips all of them, and I think that's wise. I think just doing a quick count, we can't afford what we need to do here. Oh, dude. We get the Eos Chasma. That'd have been so sick with the mineral deposit with the ecozone. It's just, free points. But yeah, without we can't afford it. We have more efficient plays already, so I'd skip it. Yeah, there's that contractor. Shockingly, we can't swing that, so I think he just gets that and then converts. So Beans can trivially end. He can put down a city. We might want to consider where he puts down his city because an urbanized area might come into play there. I'm fine with drawing cards. Might as well see, though I think our actions are already locked in. SP City there for 2 points, and that does play around the urbanized area, so sure, I think that makes sense. And eat smart decomposers. Those ants have been very rude this game. Noctis farming into conversion, and he has perfect plants for another conversion, and I don't see a way to block that. So he's going to end up at 86. Is herbivores a thing here? No. So, but fish. So I think he's going to wind up around 87 points. Let's see what he's got. Yeah. Oh, Yeah, he gets the 2 points in that, so 89 and 90. Alright, so just ripping the TG. I think we could afford the large convoy. But I guess at 12 more than Interstellar, there's a question of can we get better than 2 points through 12 here. Okay. Now, he doesn't seem to think we can, so that's an ordering problem. Large convoy first to draw, then TG. Oh, small animals, though. That could be huge, because small animals could maybe cost him a conversion here. That could be very important. But yeah, I think you add it to the birds there. Beans. Activate. Okay, sell cards. You want to wait to determine if we're going to do small animals or not. Mag field generators. Wow, what a final card. Okay, so small animals is out. So lightning harvest is, I think, our best play here. He played around urbanized area pretty well. So yeah, just play the lightning harvest. So we're at 94 points. He's at 91 points. He will get another conversion for 93, but we said herbivores was even right now. So yeah, it's gonna be 93 to 94, I think. Whew. Close game for Hunter. Overall, I think well played by both. I especially think Beans played well to be up against all this card draw and global discounts, and to just be able to make a good comeback. Would the Decomposers have been more points for Beans? Yeah, they'd have been some points, but then he doesn't get the ants point there. The Decomposers was only 1 point for us. With the ants, it was would have been 2 points without the ants. But I still think the Ganymede colony was better than Decomposers here. I think it would have cemented the victory a little bit more because it'd have been 5, 6, 7 extra points. Like, that's pretty good to have an extra 7 points. Maybe you could argue he wouldn't play the Callisto then, so it would be 2 less points from that. So it would be only it would only be plus 2 points. I don't know. In that case, maybe Decomposers is the same. I don't know. I still think in my heart of hearts it was correct to keep Ganymede Colony, but let me know what you think, if you think Ganymede Colony was better over Decomposers or not. I think that was probably the most contentious draft here. But Hunter moves on to the next round where he faces me, and we'll talk about that game next week. Till then, take care, and I'll see you guys next time.